Jack LaLanne was in his 70s when he towed 70 rowboats across a mile of open water, handcuffed without stopping. His secret wasn't the gym. It was a short chair routine he taught on live television in the 1960s, made up of 5 simple exercises he called anti-aging movements. Seniors who do those 5 moves every day for 21 days notice stronger legs, better balance, and the ability to stand from a chair without pushing off. And the number one exercise on the list, the one Jack called the most important of them all, is quietly outperforming walking for anyone over 60 with weak, unsteady legs. Stay with me. In the next few minutes, you'll get all 5, starting with number 5 and saving Jack's favorite for last. Before we get to the moves, one quick truth about weak legs after 60. It's rarely the walking that fails first. It's the small stabilizing muscles around your hips, knees, and ankles that go quiet. And once they go quiet, your knees start feeling loose on stairs, your ankles start clicking, you catch yourself reaching for the railing on stairs you used to fly up, and standing out of a low chair starts to feel like a small event. Most people are told the answer is more walking, more steps, more time on your feet. But walking uses only a narrow slice of the muscles that keep your legs strong. Whole big muscle groups just sit there unused week after week until they forget how to fire when you need them. That is the gap Jack LaLanne closed with a chair. Back in the late 1950s, when his television show went national and started reaching millions of American living rooms, Jack made a decision most fitness personalities would never have made. He put his oldest viewers on a wooden kitchen chair and gave them a routine you could do sitting down in your slippers with no equipment in 10 minutes flat. He called it his anti-aging routine. It looked embarrassingly simple. It wasn't. The moves target the exact deep muscles walking skips, and they build them safely because your body weight is off your joints the whole time. No pounding, no strain, just quiet, targeted work. The 21-day frame isn't marketing either. Research on chair-based exercise for adults over 65 has shown consistent improvements in leg strength, chair stand time, and walking speed after just 2 to 3 weeks of daily practice. 3 weeks of 10 minutes a day is enough time for the muscles you have stopped using to remember how to fire. That is what you are chasing here. Let's begin. Coming in at number 5 is the move Jack always opened his chair segments with: seated marches. Sit tall in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, back away from the backrest so you are supporting your own spine, not leaning on the chair. Now lift your right knee up toward your chest as high as it comfortably goes, then lower it under control, then the left, then the right again. Slow, controlled, like you are marching in place but from a seat. Here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. They lean back against the chair and swing the leg up using momentum. That is not the exercise. The exercise is what happens when you sit tall and lift the knee using only the muscles at the very front of your hip. Those muscles are called your hip flexors, and they are the single biggest reason seniors start dragging their feet when they walk. When your hip flexor is strong, your foot lifts cleanly off the ground with every step. When it is weak, your foot skims the carpet, catches on rugs, trips you on curbs. Most seniors who fall don't fall from something dramatic. They fall because their foot didn't clear the ground on a step they had taken 1,000 times. Jack often reminded his television viewers of a simple truth. If you can't lift your knee to your hand while sitting, you're going to have trouble lifting your foot over a curb while walking. He was right. This move fixes exactly that. Aim for 20 lifts per leg, slow, feel the front of the hip, do the work. If you can only do 10 on each side clean, do 10, build up from there. And here is a small progression Jack himself demonstrated on air. Once 20 feels easy, cross your arms over your chest so you cannot cheat by pushing off the seat with your hands. That is the version that kept his oldest viewers walking well into their 90s. The change you'll notice is subtle at first and unmistakable by day 7. You'll be walking across your kitchen and realize your feet are picking up cleanly. No shuffle, no drag. That is the hip flexor waking up. A small move with a return most seniors never get from walking alone. Number 4 is the exercise that looks the most useless and is quietly the most important for anyone whose feet have started shuffling. Toe taps. Sit in the same chair, feet flat. Now, keeping your heels planted on the ground, lift the front of both feet up toward the ceiling as high as you can, then tap them back down. Up, down, up, down. That is it. That is the whole first movement. Now, the version most people skip, once you have 20 of those, plant the fronts of your feet down and lift only your heels up. So you are rising up on the balls of your feet, still seated. 20 more. Then, and this is the Jack LaLanne twist that separates his routine from every generic chair exercise video. Tap your toes with your feet turned in like you are pigeon-toed, then tap them with your feet turned out like a duck, 10 each direction. The angle change matters because it fires a different set of muscles each way. What is actually happening here is a full reset of the muscles that control your foot's contact with the ground. Your shin muscles, your ankle stabilizers, and the tiny muscles inside your foot that most seniors haven't used properly in years. These are the muscles that tell your foot how to land safely with every step. When they are strong, your foot clears the ground and lands with a clean heel-to-toe roll. When they are weak, your foot slaps down flat or worse, catches on the floor before it should. That catch is what causes most trips at home. Jack demonstrated this exact move on his early 1960s broadcasts, sitting in a chair with the same posture I just described. And he spent an unusual amount of time on the pigeon and duck variations because he understood something modern physical therapists now teach every stroke recovery patient. Your foot doesn't move in one direction. It rolls, it tilts, it adjusts. If you only train it straight ahead, it forgets how to handle uneven ground. And uneven ground is where seniors fall. Here is the payoff. By around day 10 of the 21, that click or catch in your ankle that most seniors just accept as part of aging starts to fade. Ankle mobility comes back, and with it, your confidence stepping off a curb or onto a slightly uneven sidewalk. It stops being a small internal calculation each time you approach a step. Your foot just goes where you send it. 20 forward, 20 heel raises, 10 pigeon, 10 duck. That is your set. 2 full rounds if you're feeling strong by week 2. Number 3 is the move Jack corrected the most on air, seated leg extensions. Sit tall, feet flat. Now straighten your right leg out in front of you until it is fully extended parallel to the floor. Hold it there for 2 seconds. Squeeze the front of your thigh, then lower slowly, then the left leg, then the right again. Sounds simple. It is not. And here is the reason most seniors get almost nothing from this move even after doing it hundreds of times in generic senior fitness videos. The trick is what your spine is doing. If your back is slouched against the chair when you extend the leg, the load slides off your thigh and into your hip. You feel a stretch, maybe a pull, but you're not actually strengthening the muscle you are trying to strengthen. That muscle is called your quadriceps, the big muscle group at the front of your thigh, and it is the muscle that holds you upright when you stand, catches you when you stumble, and drives you up out of a chair. Jack demanded a straight spine on this one. He would sit his viewers up on the edge of the chair, hands resting lightly on the sides of the seat, chest lifted, and only then let them extend the leg. He also insisted on one small detail almost everyone else skips. Flex your toes back toward your face at the top of the extension so your foot is pointing at your knee. That single change fires the deep inner quadriceps muscle just above your kneecap that walking never activates and standard squats barely touch. Physical therapists today call that muscle the vastus medialis. Jack just called it the muscle that keeps your knee from buckling. Same muscle, same idea, 30 years ahead of the research. If your knee ever feels like it is about to give out when you go downstairs or you feel it wobble when you step off a curb, that inner quad is the muscle that isn't firing. This move wakes it up. 10 slow extensions per leg, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds hold at the top, 2 seconds down. If 10 feels easy by week 2, add a small pulse at the top. Extend, hold, pulse 3 small inches, lower. That is the version Jack progressed his viewers to in the second week of his chair broadcasts. A quick word on common mistakes. Do not swing the leg up fast. Do not use the chair for momentum. Do not let your foot flop. Keep it flexed. Do not skip the hold at the top because that is where the strength is actually built. Speed is the enemy of this exercise. Slow and clean beats fast and sloppy every time. By day 14, you will feel a change in something you probably didn't even know to look for. Going downstairs will feel different. Your knee will feel like it has a floor under it. The wobble goes away because the muscle whose job is to catch that wobble has finally come back online. Number 2 is a move so quiet most people would never guess. It belongs in a leg strength routine at all. Seated calf presses, feet flat on the floor. Now press the balls of your feet down into the floor as if you were trying to lift the front legs of the chair off the ground. Your heels stay planted. Your knees rise slightly as your calves engage. Hold that press for 3 full seconds. Release, then press again. If you have a pair of light weights or even a heavy book, rest it across the tops of your thighs to add resistance. Jack used a bag of oranges on his television show. 5 pounds of sun-kissed fruit balanced across his knees while he demonstrated the move to millions of viewers, joking that if you could afford breakfast, you could afford weights. That was Jack. He would use anything in the kitchen to prove exercise didn't need equipment. What this move targets is the pair of muscles running down the back of your lower leg, your calves. They do more work than any other muscle in your body when you walk, when you climb stairs, and when you catch your balance. And they are also the muscles that quietly weaken the most as you age because we spend most of our lives in shoes with cushioned heels that never let the calf work through its full range of motion. There is a second, quieter benefit that Jack understood decades before the research caught up. Your calves function as a second heart. Every time they contract, they push blood back up out of your feet toward your heart. Weak, inactive calves are one of the biggest reasons seniors develop swollen ankles and feel that heavy, tired feeling in their legs by evening. This move fights all of that, strengthens the muscle, and moves the fluid. 20 presses, hold 3 seconds each. If 20 feels easy by week 2, add a second round. Now the mistake to avoid: do not just tap the balls of your feet down, press, push. Feel the muscle fire from your Achilles tendon all the way up to the back of your knee. If you can see the muscle behind your calf harden and lift as you press, you are doing it right. The change you will notice by day 17 or 18 is that your legs stop feeling heavy at the end of the day. That slow, tired ache from ankle to knee that most seniors have quietly accepted as part of getting older starts to lift. Not because you have done anything dramatic, just because those muscles are finally doing the job they were designed for. And now, the move Jack called the most important of them all, the one that outperforms walking by a wide margin for anyone with weak legs, the one you saw on the thumbnail, the narrow stance sit to stand. Here's how you do it. Sit toward the front of a sturdy chair. Now slide your feet in until your knees are touching. Not just close, actually touching. Your feet should be directly under your knees, heels pressed into the floor. Cross your arms over your chest so you cannot push off with your hands. And now stand up. That is it. Stand up, sit down. Slow, controlled, 10 times. If you have never done this before, the first 3 feel almost impossible. Your legs shake. Your knees want to fall apart. You will feel a muscle you did not know you had screaming just above and inside your kneecap. That muscle has been asleep for years. It is now awake. Here is what makes this move so much more powerful than a regular chair stand. When your feet are wide, the big outer muscles of your thighs do most of the work. Those muscles are already reasonably strong from just walking around every day. When your feet are narrow and your knees are pressed together, all of that work transfers inward to the deep inner quadriceps and the small stabilizers around your kneecap. Those muscles almost never get used in daily life. Walking does not touch them. Standard squats barely touch them. Even climbing stairs mostly bypasses them. And here is why that matters so much. Those exact muscles are the ones responsible for one of the most important abilities you have as a senior: standing up out of a low chair without needing to push off with your hands. They are also the muscles that stop your knees from buckling when you step down off a curb, and the muscles that catch you when you feel your balance shift on uneven ground. Losing them is how most seniors quietly start losing their independence, one small workaround at a time. Building them back is how you get that independence back. Jack LaLanne understood all of this on his television broadcasts in 1961, decades before the research existed to explain it. His teaching was blunt. If you cannot stand up from a chair with your knees together, you're going to have trouble standing up from a chair at all one day. And if you can, you have most of what you need to stay on your feet for another 20 years. He was right then. He is still right now. Let's talk numbers. This Beats walking comparison you saw in the thumbnail is not a hype claim pulled out of thin air. It reflects what physical therapists have documented for decades. When you finally target the specific muscles walking skips, the functional strength gains are measurable in weeks, not months. Chair stand times improve, gait speed improves, fall risk drops. That is what this exercise is doing every single time you do it correctly. Aim for 10 slow reps to start, 2 seconds up, 1 second stand tall at the top, 2 seconds down. Do not let your knees fall apart at any point. If they do, you are cheating the muscle you are trying to build. If 10 is too much on day 1, do 5 clean ones and stop. If 10 is easy by the end of week 1, work up to 15 and then 20 by day 21. That progression alone is where the transformation happens. The mistakes I need you to avoid. Do not use your hands to push off. Do not lean your chest way forward and use momentum to stand. Do not rock back and use the swing of your body to launch yourself up. Cross your arms, Keep your knees together and let your legs do the work. Even if you can only do 3 clean reps on day 1, 3 clean reps beat 20 sloppy ones every time. And by day 21, something will happen that you will not even notice in the moment. You will stand up from your regular kitchen chair one morning without thinking about it, without pushing off, without pausing halfway. And you will realize that the small thing you had started to work around is gone. Here is your 21-day plan. Every morning, 10 minutes. Number 5, 20 seated marches per leg. Number 4, 20 toe taps forward, 20 heel raises, 10 pigeon, 10 duck. Number 3, 10 seated leg extensions per leg with the toe flexed toward your face. Number 2, 20 seated calf presses, 3-second hold on each. And number 1, 10 narrow stance, sit to stands, knees together, arms crossed. 10 minutes, no equipment, no gym, no excuses. Do it every single day for 21 days and check in with yourself on day 22. Your legs will not feel the same. Standing up will not feel the same. Stairs will not feel the same, because Jack LaLanne was right about something most of us forget. The legs you have at 70 or 80 are not the legs you were dealt. They are the legs you use. If this video helped you, please hit the like button so it reaches another senior who needs to see it. And subscribe to Senior Book for 3 new videos every week built for people who want to stay strong, mobile, and independent for the rest of their lives. See you in the next one. One quick note before you go. Everything in this video is for general informational purposes only and is not medical advice. It does not replace consultation with a qualified healthcare professional. If you have a specific condition, an injury, or anything that feels off when you move, please talk to a doctor before starting any new routine. They know your body and your history in a way no video can.